What's up, Squatch Ranger YouTube channel? This is Ryan from Squatch Ranger Files. I am in southeast Oklahoma for the weekend. Our lead investigator, Troy Hudson of the Native Oklahoma Bigfoot Research Organization, he invited me to come out on a weekend. We're also out with one of our fellow researchers and investigators, Jim Mordecai. I'm going to be up here. Troy and Jim are going to be I don't know, half a mile away at a different location. We are going to try to bounce calls back and forth from one another and see if we hear anything else. So I will keep you informed as the investigation goes on. Okay, this is Jim, and he's going to Jim Mordecai, part of the NOBRO, Native Oklahoma Bigfoot Research Organization, and he's going to share some of his past experiences.
Okay, just looking at some of the evidence that we've had during our field research, especially times when we go out on expeditions. Some of the things that we see are tree arches. This is an example of a tree arch. It had been there for many years, about 6 years, and then we noticed just on Memorial Day this year that it had been broken and snapped in half. And then we looked right down from it, probably about 40 yards from it, and they had started another one. We do a lot of footprint castings, and anytime that we see do our footprints or find footprints, we'll try to cast them or at least document them if we don't have. But we notice right here, here's a juvenile, because you'll see dollar bills, $5 bills, whatever I got in my pocket. We just use that for a reference as far as the length of or a ruler or whatever you have. But this was a juvenile that we had found. Last October, right before the NOBRO conference, we did find the really good cast, or good print, which was right here. After we cast it, you can see right here, there's the print. We also found one that was in the sand, and it was real shallow, so we had to go around it with some cardboard to make a frame for it so we could actually cast it. And you can see, this is it right here. You can barely see it. It's about 16 inches long, and here's a cast of it.
No trespass.
Well, some of them believe that. I don't, because in a lot of areas I find them, and that, I mean, you know, there's really no. I have no answer for why they do that. To me, it does not mean don't trespass here. Something that's not what I get out of it.
Or is that his marker?
It's a marker, yeah. We'll show you some arches here in a little bit.
Speaking of castings, every year I do a how to make a footprint, or how to cast a footprint class at the demonstration at the conference, and it's just some pictures of some of the things that I've cast. We do find other evidence, such as tree structures, or we'll find a lot of tree bends and stuff like that, and there's also a lot of X's. In this area right here, it was an open area that went into the into a side road, and there were about 30 pieces of sticks that were broken off and put into complete X's. So we took some photos of that. And it grew that way for a while.
So it's bent right there.
It was bent, and you can see the turn in it right here, where it grew that way for a while.
Okay, this tree bend.
Because the tree was pointing that way. It was growing that way.
Yeah.
And then for it to...
So this break is I don't know, 50 feet, 75 feet from the first tree bend and X. Right back this way, back this direction. So Jim just joined us, and he found what we think is another tree break.
Over here is an example of doing some of the giftings. We'll put marbles out, nutty bars, and things such as that. And when the night before we put all this out, and right here in the middle there is a gold pipe cleaner. And we just tied that around the nutty bar in the middle, and then the following morning we came out there, everything was gone except for that pipe cleaner. That one pipe cleaner, there's a little piece of wood that stuck out, that stuck right here, you'll see on this one right here, and they took that gold pipe cleaner, I don't know if they just didn't like it or what, and wrapped it around that and took everything else. We also found, we did another one here with different marbles, pieces of glass, shiny stuff, also peanut butter, and the following day they had come in and cleared it out of everything. We did find the peanut butter right here. They had opened it up, and it looked like they were sticking either their fingers or sticking a stick in it and eating it. And then we found some small little prints, some juvenile type prints right beside it on the ground. Another thing they do.
But it's interesting. We just came through here.
Yeah. See?
My son is he likes to draw on the sand, and he will make circles. And when we make the circles, he'll draw a circle, and then he usually puts a pine cone on top and a pine cone on bottom. And then he'll put some sticks and other things in the middle. On one time we did it, we came back and they rearranged everything in the middle, and then when there was a pine cone here and a pine cone there, they took and put a pine cone, a piece of rock that was not from that area, that was actually about half a mile down the road, and they put one here and one there. But what's interesting about this one, this was the nighttime when we did the night, we drew it at night, and then we did a tic-tac-toe pattern, and then marbles all around here. And then you put a pine cone on top and a pine cone on bottom. Over here, there is a can of off. We accidentally left it there that night. And there's also a marble that we dropped that is right here. The next morning when we came back, they took each marble on this side and it disappeared. The pine cone had been moved, so it had been moved down. They took a stick out. But the interesting thing about this is that right here there was a marble. Here, the marble is placed right in front of that can of off. And then they either stepped around it or whatever, but this was completely brushed out all the way around around that. We've had a lot of interesting things that we have experienced. One I was saying just a moment ago about my son doing a circle and then they put 2 more rocks. Well, at the same time that that happened, right here, right beside it, they drew an oval. I call it a butterfly, I'm not sure what it is, but there's like 4 marks on this side, 5 on that, and 3 and a little one there. We don't know what that means. It could be that there were 3 of us and my son, so it was the 3.5. It could have been a clan of 4 on one side and a clan of 5 on the other of the Bigfoots. I don't know, but we've had a lot of interesting encounters and a lot of interesting things as far as evidence and a lot of research that we're doing. You see where it snapped when they tried to bend it. But it's been growing. It grew sideways.
It's been away for a long time.
Yeah.
They put it into that fork of that tree.
Yeah.
It's pointing downhill.
They showed me the axes and all that. I tell them over here. And then also bent on the top.
Ah!
Yeah, I saw that one coming up here. I was wondering about that.
Very odd. Alright, I've decided I'm going to go ahead and try a wood knock on the claves. These are my wood knockers that I use. I use these to make simulated wood knocks. I'm going to go ahead and try it over the valley here real quick, see what happens.